Hi everyone, my name is Ann Magsman and this is my presentation for OGL 574, Qualitative Data Analysis with Dr. Chandler. Let's take a look at how gender is depicted in leadership blogging. So for a quick overview before we begin, why are pronouns important? By using correct pronouns, we're giving respect and helping to form an inclusive environment. Pronouns are used in everyday speech, writing, and take the place of people's names. We frequently use them without thinking about it. Often when speaking of someone in the third person, these pronouns are gender implied and the associations are not always accurate. So this is what we'll go over. My research question, the data collection process and analysis, the themes developed, conclusions, and suggestions for future research. This is the research question we'll be analyzing. How have gender pronouns been exemplified in leadership dialogues over the last 5 years, specifically in blog posts under the umbrella of leadership? Choosing a range from 2016 to 2020. So for the data collection process, I chose to download 100 random blog posts from 2016 to 2020, and I used #leadership in my search. Once I downloaded those into PDF, I uploaded them into MaxQDA, and I grouped the blog posts in document sets for each corresponding year, from 2016 to 2020. So now we begin with the coding process. The first step in the process was to create code sets. One for non-binary, one for feminine, and one for masculine pronouns. I then ran a lexical search of all 100 documents, finding all key points in these documents containing these words. So after I completed the initial round of coding, I checked my blog posts for contextual meaning and reference to leadership with gender pronouns. I discovered that the majority use non-binary terms. I also eliminated 22 blogs due to no gender reference, which left me with 78% of the original data pool. I also made another interesting discovery which prompted me to add a new code set that I outlined that references the use of and, or, and so on in some of these blogs. So these were the themes that developed through the course of this research. Masculine pronouns, there was a greater occurrence of interviews with male leaders. Masculine pronouns were used more frequently in relation to leadership. Male leaders are viewed as innovative, humble, mindful, effective, problem solvers, and influencers. Men are rewarded for specific traits, delegating, influencing upwards, and problem solving. In reference of female pronouns, we find several occurrences mentioning the need for an increase in female leaders. Feminine pronouns used more often in relation to caretaker leadership roles. Female leaders perceived as having higher emotional intelligence, more communicative, empathetic, and humanistic. Female leaders are often chastised when displaying the same traits as male leaders, delegating, influencing upwards, and problem solving. Themes with non-binary pronouns we find used when referencing leadership traits, characteristics, principles, or skills. Majority of blog posts and data pool were written from a non-binary standpoint. When referencing underqualified leaders, non-binary terms are used. Non-binary terms are used when referencing a greater need for inclusivity. And just note that this is the majority of the time. There were some instances where female or male pronouns were used. And lastly, with the masculine/feminine and or feminine/masculine pronoun set, while it was only used in a small fraction of the blog posts, when used, 83% of the time the masculine pronoun is used in front of the feminine pronoun. So, in conclusion, there is a persistent presence of male pronouns that represent a robust nature in leadership blogging from 2016 to 2020. On the other hand, when referencing feminine pronouns, leadership is presented to be delicate and in need of growth. The application of non-binary pronouns in leadership blogging presented a sense of equalization amongst gender pronouns. So these are the suggestions for further research. What is the occurrence of pronoun usage when leaders reference followers? How is the word leadership being illustrated in leadership blogging? What, if any, are the reactions to these blogs in the comments when gender is a key point in the dialogues? And we can increase the range to a 10-year pool of data to see if the results continue to weigh heavier towards masculinity in leadership or if they start to find a balance. Lastly, I just wanted to say many thanks, cheers, and the best to you all. Thank you so much.